In a year where the playoffs just keep getting weirder and weirder, it's unbelievable that this is happening. Last night, Carolina did the unthinkable, and they beat the Washington Capitals in double OT, and they are moving on. This playoffs, it's so unpredictable. It's not even a joke. It's for real. These playoffs are really unpredictable. Like, first, I think this is the first time, and maybe not in NHL history. Maybe actually, I think so. First time in NHL history, the two top teams in each conference are gone. Tampa, Washington gone, and Nashville and Calgary gone. The top two in each conference have been eliminated. It's really unbelievable. I'm still in shock, but it is what it is. We gotta move on. So we're here, the second round of the playoffs, the final 8. It's gonna get interesting. Honestly, I have the 8 teams' logos, who they're playing. We're gonna predict who I think is gonna go to the conference finals. The second round starts tonight, which I find is a little ridiculous because the first round just ended last night. I wish there was a day off for hockey fans just to rest, because I want some rest here, but nope, they're like, we're going to go right to it. Round 2 tonight. And so, it is what it is. Boston, Columbus, St. Louis, Dallas tonight. The Islanders, San Jose, Colorado, and Carolina tomorrow. Should be good. So, sorry for this shaky video. So, yeah, sorry about that. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to start with the top right. I'm going to Boston, Columbus here. This was, all these series, I don't think anyone really saw coming. I didn't see any of this coming. There's only two, yeah. Don't believe my predictions. If you come here to watch and say, okay, I'm just going to use this guy for really good advice, don't. I went 2 for 8 in my predictions in the first round. 1 in each conference. I got San Jose and Boston. That's it. That's how bad my predictions were this year. So, thank God for the second round brackets. Anyway, Boston, Columbus. This is interesting. I think in a way Columbus was happy they got Boston. And hear me out when I say this. You look at both Boston, Toronto, Boston, better team. Toronto, younger, faster team. Boston, older, slower team. And we all talk about, oh, Boston is the big bullies. They hit a lot. Toronto actually hit more than Boston. So Boston is banged up here. This is a Columbus opportunity here to take the opportunity to do that. But, I mean, you're well rested, which I think hurts your team. But I think they wanted Boston because I give Boston one thing over Columbus: experience. Boston has been here before a lot of times. Columbus, first time in franchise history. So I give Boston that, but I like Columbus because they can use their speed as an advantage to them against Boston, that if they played Toronto, they wouldn't have been able to use really their speed, because Toronto can just say, hey, we got speed too. So I like that. Offense, I like Columbus is better. Again, younger, faster. They like, I just like it there. Both special teams are pretty good. These two teams have the top 2 power plays going into this. Columbus is 50%. I think Boston's around 43. That's pretty darn close. Defense, I'll give it to Boston. I like Columbus's, but I'm going to give it to Boston. Again, experience. But all in all, I really think that what Columbus just did to Tampa is an eye-opener. If Bobrovsky plays like he did, if he continues to play like what we saw in the first round, Columbus, I think, wins. If Boston is able to get to him and put what Bobrovsky usually does, Boston, I think, wins. I'm my opinion, I'm taking Columbus. I think the Blue Jackets will beat Boston. Because Boston, again, the thing that keeps giving me back to Boston is their experience. But I like Columbus's speed, and I just think they're just such a big underdog Cinderella story. Well, actually, it's more the Western teams because they're all the East was a little bit was better than the West this year, but like, cause they had to go through Tampa and then they had to go through Boston, three of the top two teams in the playoffs. Think of that. If Columbus gets to the conference finals, they beat three of the top two teams. Two of the top three teams get there. They have to beat first place Tampa and third place Boston. Second place is Calgary because Calgary and Boston both had 107. I'm just gonna go with the Western Conference. Right. So I'm taking Columbus in 6. I'm gonna say at home they're gonna get it done in 6. It could go to 7. I'm thinking 6 games for Columbus. Well rested. I think the series will either start with Boston winning game 1, but Columbus will win game 2 and maybe game 3 because they'll get back off the rust and get rolling. Or otherwise, Boston will be tired in game 1, Columbus takes advantage, and then Boston wins game 2 and 3. That's what I think happens. Next up, we got the Islanders and their Hurricanes. What the hell? Very interesting. Again, the Islanders, same thing, situation. They're well rested. Carolina just played Game 7. This is really well balanced. I like the Islanders better offensively. Defense, I give it to Carolina. They're a young defensive crew. Is just I love that crew. But the thing for me, it's gonna come down to. It's going to come down to defense, in my opinion. Goaltending. Mrazek and Leonard. Who's going to be the better goaltender? Mrazek struggled. He struggled in the first round, especially on the road. Robin Leonard played solid. Now, will I think that continues? Not fully, but I think it still goes, but not as good. If you had to ask who I'd pick, would I pick Leonard or would I pick Mrazek? I'm picking Leonard. And because of that, no experience in this really, I'm picking the Islanders. I'm picking the Islanders to win this series because I just think their defense is so good. They're able to shut down a lot of offenses. And I think they'll be able to shut down Carolina's, who doesn't have that. I know Aho's there and Williams, terrifying. They don't have that superstar offensive player. Like Washington has Ovi, Pittsburgh has like Kessel, and you could guess Malkin and all that. That's super elite. It's probably because it's also in the Carolina market, but you know what I mean? They don't have that star-studded offensive player. They have a young star in Aho, but that stud player. I'm taking the Islanders. I'm going to say 5. I think Carolina will win 1 game at home this series, but I think the Islanders take care of the Carolina Hurricanes. And I think my Eastern Conference Finals prediction, I have the Islanders and the Blue Jackets in the conference finals. I didn't see this coming. Over to the West, St. Louis, Dallas. This is an interesting series. This should be a low scoring. Both 1-6, so they both evenly really well rested. This should be a low scoring series. They're both really good defenses. The goaltenders are playing great. Binghamton's stats made a little look funky with a 908 save percentage, but don't forget Winnipeg figured him out in Game 3 with that 6-0 win, or 6-goal game. But besides that, he played really good in the first round. But Dallas, though, Ben Bishop played really good against Nashville. Really good against Nashville. The problem is Nashville's offense isn't exactly the greatest. St. Louis isn't either. But I like St. Louis's offense better. Dallas has that star depth. Well, no, they don't. No, St. Louis has depth, but they have that star-studded line. Defense, it's close. It's so close. And I'm going to say it's the same thing with goaltender. It's close. I like Dallas because experience more, like especially with Bishop. But It's hard for me to pick a winner here, but I just think St. Louis is going to pass this home ice advantage, and the fact that, you know, Dallas, they don't have that depth on offense. If St. Louis can shut down that line, Radulov, Sagan, and Ben, what Nashville couldn't do, if they can, I think Dallas is going to be in trouble. They struggle at times, every once in a while, they struggle to score. It could happen, and I just think St. Louis passes this. And last but not least, San Jose and Colorado. This is another, oh my god. San Jose. This is a really good, I like this team. The question mark for me is Martin Jones. Colorado, I find they're nearly, not the exact same as Dallas, but similar. You know, they have that one-star line, not as much depth around the rest. Defense is meh. Dallas is good. Goaltender has been playing great. Grubauer has been playing good. But they don't have the studs, and, well, what am I talking about? Yeah, they have studs. They don't have a lot of depth as much as well as Dallas. Defense, it's weak. I think it's a little weaker than Dallas. They play good, but it's not as good as Dallas. San Jose offense, I give it to them. Defense, I as well. But goaltending, Martin Jones has played iffy. He's played iffy. He didn't have a good first round. His goals against, I think it's like 306, and his save percentage, I think it's low 900s, high 800s. I'm pretty sure, right? And my question for him is, can he stop that star in McKinnon and Landeskog and Rantanen? And surprisingly, I don't think he can. And I think the Colorado Avalanche advance to the Western Conference Finals. That's right. I think Colorado wins. I definitely see I think that one's the hardest series for me, because it all depends on Martin Jones. But I think the Colorado Avalanche win it, because I think they can solve Martin Jones with that really good first line. And I think he just will struggle against that. He played good in Game 6, I know that. 58 saves? Oh, that was pretty good. I just think Colorado will be able to solve it. So there you go. There's my final four. I have St. Louis and Colorado in the Western Conference. I have Columbus and the Islanders in the Eastern Conference. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you have going through your final four? And shit talk about my predictions and how wrong I probably am. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.